Hey everybody, Lakitu here and welcome back to another video, and I'm here to report to every single one of you guys that the Super Mario Bros. Movie was absolutely hot, steamy garbage. Holy shit, that movie was ass. Nobody watched. Now, all jokes aside guys, the movie was actually pretty good, and honestly, I would 100% recommend it if you are interested in watching it, and if you're a Nintendo fan like I am, 100% go watch it now, buy tickets now, ASAP, because that shit was fire. And in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts and feelings, and I guess essentially a review about the movie. I'm going to try to keep it spoiler free, but if I am going to get into spoiler content, there will be a spoiler warning on the screen, and I will probably mention it myself. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and Lakitu, start. So the first thing I want to address is the movie critics. I don't understand why they're rating this so low. Rotten Tomatoes, IGN, and much more people and companies are rating this so low, and I just don't get it. I don't know why. I don't really like de-munching Nintendo that much, but this movie was good. I don't know if the movie critics were watching this movie with like a spiny up their ass or something, or like getting their like head, like their brain like flamethrowered by Bowser's breath, but this movie was good. It was really good, and I really did enjoy it. And this movie was just for shits and giggles, man. This movie was just fun. It's obviously aimed for a much younger demographic, like kids, but you could say as well it's also aimed for teens and adults, just for everyone in general, just for a movie to enjoy. It's not a movie to watch to like criticize very harshly. It's just the type of movie you watch just for fun with friends and family and stuff. Like, I don't understand why they're like goddamn trying to rate this movie like a goddamn DC or Marvel film production. Like, yeah, okay, about production, sorry guys, but the production and the quality was visually pleasing, and I will say that they did please me as a Nintendo fan. They did their job, bro. They pleased me, the Nintendo fan. I really love the locations. I love the Mushroom Kingdom and the other locations like Bowser's Castle and shit. I thought it was so cool. Bowser's Castle reminded me a lot of like the one from Paper Mario, and the one like how Rainbow Road looked. My bad. Rainbow Road looked just so. The movie looked great. The production, you can tell they put a lot of budget into this. I don't know how much budget, I'm gonna be honest, but the production quality was great and it did not disappoint. But back to the movie critics, I don't know if they were watching this movie while being held hostage or something, but this movie was great. Don't listen to them. Trust me guys, the movie is worth it, especially if you're a Nintendo fan. As for the plot of the movie, it's very basic and easy to understand. Mario's just some bum who gets sent to the Mushroom Kingdom, and Luigi as well, but they get separated, and then they're kind of just lost causes in there. And that's really about it. Mario meets Peach, and they're friends and all that, right? And I really like the plot. Very basic to understand. It doesn't take like 2000 IQ to even follow the story remotely in the slightest. But I will say, I feel like the pacing of the movie was a bit rushed in my opinion. I don't think it was too rushed to the point where it was just bad, not in the slightest. I just do think that they took a bit more time to go a little bit in depth in their characters. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not much of a critic. That's not my job. I don't really criticize shit unless I think something is super hot garbage, and I won't go too harsh on it, right? But I will say I kind of wish they went a little bit more in depth with like Mario or like Peach, or just something like just with a bit more characters like Bowser. I guess Mario and Peach mainly, honestly, because the relationship's pretty simple in the movie. They're just like, hey, you're human, I'm now your friend. That's it. I kind of just wish that there was a little bit more in depth about that, especially since Mario and Peach are like lovers and shit in the games or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, overall, the plot was good, very basic, nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy, nothing mind-blowing, just a nice, simple, fun plot. The characters were great. Bowser being Jack Black is phenomenal. I think that was a great choice. As for Chris Pratt being Mario, I don't know if Nintendo thought it was funny to show off Chris Pratt's like bad voice acting side or whatever, because I remember that being like Chris Pratt was getting memed on so much for this movie. Like, there was just memes everywhere saying, oh, Chris Pratt sounds like ass, like why is he voicing Mario? And I'm glad to say that for the majority of the movie, aside from those stuff that we see in the trailers and stuff, Chris Pratt did a pretty good job, and honestly, I was not disappointed. There were a couple instances where I was just like, you know, like the scenes from the trailers, right? But even, like, with the full context of it, like, I don't think it was that bad. I think Chris Pratt actually did a pretty good job. So for those of you wondering about the voice actors and how well they did pretty good. Luigi's voice actor did pretty well. I forgot his name. Sorry about that. People, like, most of the I would say the entire cast did a pretty good job as voicing their characters, especially Jack Black, man. W-mans. But going back to kind of criticizing the movie, especially with the pacing, I think the pacing is probably the only issue with the movie, in my opinion. Like I said, this movie is just for shits and giggles, so it's for fun. This is not the type of movie you're gonna try to analyze like every bit or some shit, unless you're like looking for the Easter eggs. But I'll get into that later. But it's not that type of movie to analyze the plot like it's some goddamn Marvel Phase 5 type of movie. Like it's not like that. I just wish the pacing, I guess the movie, in my opinion, I wish was a little bit longer. I don't think it should have been really dragged out. I just think the pacing and maybe going in depth with the characters a little bit more would have been great to see, especially with the relationships, you know, like between Mario and, I guess Mario and Luigi was perfectly fine, but mainly like Mario and Peach is kind of my main complaint for this. It's just the pacing, going in depth with the characters a little bit more. And honestly, I can't really think of much else to complain about, and that's about it for my complaints. I can't really think of anything else to complain. I don't know. I guess pacing is kind of, I guess just this. Honestly, it's just the pacing. I'll comment with you guys, for those of you who've seen the movie. What do you guys think of the pacing? Do you guys think it's good, or do you guys wish the movie was a little bit more longer, or do you guys wish that they went a little bit more in depth into the characters? I kind of wished about that, but there's only two things. But even with those complaints aside, it's not like, you guys can probably hear the tone of my voice, it's not like I'm killing the movie or something. Like, it's still a great movie overall, and I just kind of wish the pacing was a little bit better, especially for like the second half of the movie. I think that's about it. And there's some in-depth characters and stuff. All right, as for references and Easter eggs, they did a good amount. And honestly, as a Nintendo fan, I was very happy. I felt like a nerd, I'm not gonna lie. Well, to be fair, it's probably like the only nerdy thing I do, which is Nintendo, right? Just gaming and shit, like such a nerd thing. But, you know, I was just like, the music in this movie was great. There was just so much references, or just like so much remixes and shit that they did with this movie. And for those of you who really care, just want to go in blind at 100%, feel free to skip this section. I'm gonna just go on about some references and Easter eggs that I remember them talking about. So if you guys really just want to enter this movie blind, just feel free to skip this section. In the beginning of the movie, they reference Wrecking Crew, which is pretty cool. If you guys don't know what that is, there's like somewhere on the screen, probably here or here. Wrecking Crew, they reference that, so it's like an actual character. When you first see Toad on screen, Captain Toad's theme started playing, like the title theme, or like his actual theme. I don't know, I think it's the main theme of Captain Toad. It starts playing some shit. In the credits, like there's like a bunch of Mario music playing, and Galaxy's one of them. I thought that was so cool. And just so much more. Oh, and like the underground theme from Mario, like just them playing the Mario themes and stuff, and just like other kind of like Nintendo themes and shit. Like it was just so cool in my opinion. There was just so much more Easter eggs, but those are the ones I kind of remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. There was so much more Easter eggs, and honestly, those are just the ones I kind of remember off the top of my head. I thought the references were really cool. The Peach's Castle kind of reminds me a lot of the one in Paper Mario 64. I thought they'd go for the route of Mario 64's Peach's Castle, but it kind of reminds me of more of Paper Mario 64. It kind of looks like that to me. I don't know. For those of you who've seen the movie, what do you guys think? But yeah, as for references and just Easter eggs, that's all I can remember, and I'm not disappointed. It put a smile on my face. It really did. It did put a smile on my face, indeed. Honestly, that's about it. I can just talk about the Mario movie. But yeah, my overall rating for this movie, I won't lie with you guys, at first I thought this movie was okay, but you know, that's just kind of like me. Whenever I watch movies, I think it's just okay or good at first, but then, you know, like an hour or two after, like, of just thinking about the movie and stuff, I like, my final conclusion for the movie is a good old 80%, so an 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy this film, and for those wondering if it's worth watching, and for, like, especially hardcore Die Nintendo fans, yes, go watch this film. 100% worth it, 100% worth the hype. You will not be disappointed with all the references, the music especially. If you're a big fan of the Mario OST, you're gonna love this movie. The characters, the voice actors, they all did a great job. And yeah, it was just visually pleasing as well, just seeing the Mushroom Kingdom and other locations come to life. It was just great, man. Honestly, W movie, 100% recommend it. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this little review type of video. And yeah, Lakitu out. One thing I forgot to say in the original recording is that I hope with the success of this movie that Nintendo will continue making even more movies with more of their IPs. Who knows, there could be like a Zelda movie. Zelda would be kind of interesting because which movie would they be, you know, which game would they be referencing? I don't know how that would work. Metroid, and I don't know, Luigi's Mansion. So many possibilities. I really hope they take advantage of the success of this movie. But yeah, anyways, that is for real the final thing. Anyways, thank y'all for watching.